And that's all cooking up. Right, we can go to the meat. So our bacon's going in. And we're just going to fry this off in the spices. And obviously as well, by using the bacon, you're not adding more salt because that can pretty much season itself with the salt that comes out of the bacon. And then we're also at this point going to add some hot sauce. Again, to taste, I mean, a couple of drops is alright. This is a Louisiana one, so this is kind of from the deep south of America. You can use a Tabasco or maybe a Jamaican one. So a couple of drops, just for a kick. Give everything a nice stir, get it all moving, make sure everything's cooking nice and evenly. I found a bit of Jamaican jerk seasoning lying around. So it's all flavour. Because it's quite coarse as well, it'll give a nice taste to the chicken on the outside. I'll give it a bit of bite instead of it just being a powder that you can't really crunch or taste. So we're going to mix that with a little bit of vegetable oil again. And a spoon. Just give that a toss over. I mean, especially in this day and age when you got all these powder mixes available to you, there's nothing wrong with them, and some of them are actually better than what you could make yourself. And for the price and that, I mean, there's probably 10 plus spices in this spice mix. If you were to boil them individually, it costs you a fortune. So that's just mixed through very lightly. So like I say, it'll sort itself out in the pan anyway when I tip it in. So now we're going to add our raw chicken. So all we're doing now is give it a stir. So we're just going to basically seal off all that meat now. Let's get the gas up a little bit. So we're just going to seal all the outside of the meat, seal all the juices in, get all them spices start working, nice and warm, and then we can go from there. This stage as well, while the meat's sealing, we add in the rice. Like you would if you was making a risotto. Obviously the rice will take on the flavours of the pan. We also got to be very careful because the rice, the starch will come out and it'll start to burn to the bottom of the pan. So it's important at this stage to keep it moving. So get all them flavours off the bottom of the pan. If it starts to catch or burn a little bit, give it a scrape, make sure all them flavours are on the rice. It's only going to benefit you in the long run. So my chicken's now turning white, starting to seal off. Exactly what we want. Got our spices all working in the heat, and the rice is in there as well, soaking up all this shizzle, so you can rock it on like that. So we leave that like that for a little while. Leave it to cook over, like I say, you don't want to take your eye off it, you don't want to go and walk the dog while this is on because it will burn to the bottom of the pan. So now the rice just starting to catch the bottom of the pan. Give that a scrape, all these flavours, everything. It's like they say, you know, if it's brown it's cooked, if it's black it's fucked. So if it's black, tip it out and start again, so the end product's going to be shit. Gives one a little bit of caramelisation, if any really, keep scraping, keep moving. Right, now my chicken's sealed off, my rice has gone in. I'm just going to knock the heat back down again. There we go, so it's just literally ticking over. If your pan is a bit too hot and it is starting to stick and you're worried about it burning, all you've got to do is add yourself a little, you know, 3 or 4 tablespoons of water. And that then will just prevent the sticking for a couple of minutes, or maybe you get yourself another beer, or you know, make a phone call, tell everyone what time this shit's going to be ready. Right, we've got our peppers here, as you can see that's all steamed up. Exactly what we want, means they're sweating, still hot, and as you can see that's all the natural juices from the peppers all intensified there. Let's whack them in there. Right then. This as well, providing like obviously it's been refrigerated straight after you cooked it, can be eaten the next day if it's heating up properly, or you can even eat it as maybe a cold salad, dress it up with a bit of vinaigrette or something. so that's ticking over now. And remember, all this stuff, apart from the chicken breasts and the peppers which have been brought fresh, and the bacon, most of this stuff is what you generally have in your cupboard. You've got all your spices, like I say, you may have bought for other dishes. Peas, probably 9 out of 10 people in the country have got peas in the freezer. Oil, everyone's already got. Stock cubes, tin of tomatoes, which maybe were bought for breakfast or something that you never know. So yeah, addition, fresh garden parsley. You know, it's not hard to grow your own herbs. And as well saves you some money. So as you can see now, it's all ticking over nice. At this point now, we're going to have the peas and the stock cube and the water to bring that up. So we're looking for a chicken stock cube. So all you're doing is crumble your cube up. To bring that peas over. Just starting to stick again there, look, so it's not black, just starting to stick. All that will start to caramelise underneath, so you want to get all that flavour off, keep it moving. So and just to recap, we've got onion, garlic, 2 fresh bird's eye chilies, peppers which we sweated off and roasted, we've got chicken in there, bacon in there, obviously the rice, the stock cube, and then we've got roughly a teaspoon of whole cumin, a couple of teaspoons of Cajun spice, and then a good pinch of ginger and a good pinch of fennel seeds, just for flavour. Like I said, maybe if you're doing this with fish, you can work with some saffron, make it more paella style. Look, get some prawns in there, some cod in there, or whatever. We also hit it with a bit of hot sauce. Now we can add the peas. And there we go. So what you want to do now is, you basically want just enough water to cover your rice and your chicken. And then there's 2 ways of finishing this now. We can either foil that over or get a lid on it and cook it out on the top of the stove. But to me, this is a great dish to be cooking in the oven. Gives you a chance to clean down on the top here, get your plate sorted. Jobs are good. And at this stage now, we can add a good knob of butter, kind of just cut up, roughly like that. Whack that straight in there. That'll just make, enriching it a bit, make it nice and creamy. And then, just 1 can of chopped tomatoes, just to give it a bit of sweetness and a bit of bite as well. I know chopped tomatoes are more expensive than non-chopped tomatoes, but for shit like this, instead of blitzing them, you can't go wrong. Let's just emulsify all this together, give it a good stir. And there's our kind of Cajun, Southern American chicken rice kind of dish. And then what we're going to do is now whack the oven on. You want it on about 150. Make sure there's room in the oven. And then all we do is put this in. So that goes in, close. We're probably going to be looking to cook that for about 30 to 40 minutes, depending on what rice you got, how big you cut your meat kind of thing. So check it after about half an hour, then make any judgments from there. The best thing to do is get a spoon, taste the rice. If it feels tender or nearly tender, whack it up for 20 minutes and be done. Take a piece of chicken out, cut it if it's still raw, obviously it needs longer. But right, so I'm going to get cleaned up now, and I'll see you when this is done. Cool. Rolling. Hi. Rolling. Yeah, shit, man. Yeah. You fucking do it and don't look at it. You're rolling. You need to tell me if you're rolling.
Okay, action.
Hi, I'm Neil Withers. And today... Hi, how's it going? I'm Neil and I'm here to show you how to use up all the shit that you got in your cupboards. Stuff. What you laughing? See you laughing behind me, man.
Get on.
Hiya, I'm Neil and I'm here to show you how to use up all the shit in your cupboards to make a nice tasty meal. First of all, obviously, hold on, I ain't got this.